Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Blink Charging, ticker symbol BLNK. And so here we are looking at this on the daily time frame during market hours on the morning of Thursday, March 28th. Current price is just below $3 a share, being approximately flat on the day. And so one thing happened today that I think is pretty pivotal, and something happened a few days ago that was also pretty pivotal. So I just wanted to go over those 2 points, really following up on the last video that I put out, which came out on the 16th. So that was following Friday, March 15th. So this trading day, when we came down nearly 15% on the day. And so in that video, I had suggested that price could be coming down to right around $2.50. I believe there was a Fibonacci level at a price of $2.48.8, thinking just right around the psychological number of $2.50, $2, 2/4, thinking about that. I thought price could be coming down to that level and finding support. And so on the 22nd, we actually broke below $2.50, coming down almost 9% on the day and hitting a low of $2.38. And then the following day, on the 25th, we did retrace a fair amount of that downside, coming up 5.44% on the day and closing above $2.50, closing at a price of $2.52. And so with that bounce, we could assume that this was the bottom at $2.38. So I've done this yellow Fibonacci retracement coming down from the high that was hit on March 14th at a price of $3.51, coming down to $2.38. And I have these three levels from that retracement marked up there. One being the 100% retracement, then the next down being the 786 at a price of $3.26.8, and then the other being the 618 at a price of $3.07.8. And so today, on the 28th, we did cross that 618, also bumping into this white downtrend, and it looks like we got rejected from that level. It does look like we're putting in an inverted hammer, or I believe this would be a shooting star. This is a topping tail. As long as we close in the bottom quarter of this trading, of the trading for the day, this would be a topping tail, and that would suggest that the top is in. So this was a successful swing from, let's say, $2.50 coming up to that white downtrend of about a 25% gain. So I think it's pretty excellent. But what price do I think it could be returning to if this is a top and it does pull back? So I did another Fibonacci retracement, assuming that the top is in with the high so far for the day at $3.14. Assuming that's the high, perhaps we retrace to the 50% level. That is at a price of $2.76. So maybe we find support there. Or perhaps we continue lower, just like we continued up to the 618 here on the yellow retracement. On the white retracement, that would put price at $2.67. Or we could perhaps continue lower to the 786 at a price of $2.54.2, being just above the psychological level of $2.50. And so I do feel like this was a pretty great swing, going from the full range, from the bottom here to the top, representing a more than 30% swing. I feel like it's a great time to take profits because I do think price will be returning to one of these levels, perhaps doing a full retracement, coming down to $2.38 again. But if that does happen, that may not be a great dip buying opportunity because, as I had pointed out in the previous video, I believe, it does look like we could be forming a descending triangle, and those do tend to break to the downside. And so if we break past 238, we could be testing the bottom of the triangle. That would be at a price of $2.28. And if we do retrace to that level, if we do pull back all the way to the base, we could be continuing lower, like to the 1618 extension from this Fibonacci retracement, and that is at a price of $1.91. But, I suppose before we get there, we would have to cross $2 a share. I imagine that could be a notable level of support, given that it is a psychological round whole dollar number. And so we might find some support there, but price could quickly break through it, maybe get a wick down to 191, and then find support at $2, perhaps then to test the bottom of the triangle, but then as resistance, no longer support. So I do think that price, is potentially at a high before, doing quite a notable, perhaps full, if not beyond full retracement. So I do think it is good to be keeping that in mind and be cautious, as we did just bump into what I think is pretty notable resistance following a great swing. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.